Today is July 10th, 2019. I'm coming public to share this video with whomever wants to view it in regards to a homeowners association that I have been a member in since January 28th of 2012. And from that point to 1996, this has been an ongoing battle. Things that are going on within this association that we are being questionable about items that are being done. For example, we have, from the time I've moved here and purchased my home of January 28th of 2012, we were being charged a $25 association due, 1 year, one-time fee. When asked where the association fees are going to, us as members are told it's going for computer printing paper, ink cartridges, envelopes, stamps, things of such like that. When we only received, up until this year, one mailing for the entire year from 2012 to 2018, which consisted of pretty much 2 to maybe 3 papers in one envelope, when the post office per one stamp allows 5 pages per one legal envelope to one stamp. That's kind of questionable because of the mathematical equations adding up of $25 per year per all the members, from what is current is showing 351 members. That's quite a bit of money for association dues to go for just mailing one item for the year. I think that's kind of funny, and I believe other people do too. When you pay $25 per year for road maintenance fees, and that's exactly what it was explained for road maintenance fees, doesn't limit the amount of how many times or not. But when asked, when I purchased my home through the land development office, they state that at that time that it was for grading roads, doing repairs to the roads, so forth, so forth. When every vehicle that I have actually purchased down here, which has been quite a few, due to the facts that I can't keep putting suspension work on my vehicles because it's a very costly expense, and then it ends up tearing up other items involving the suspension that is so costly I have to get rid of the vehicle and purchase another one. Recently, I have just spent $1,100 on a 2005 Chevy Impala that I've owned for less than a year for suspension work, tie rods, ball joints, all 4 wheel bearing hub assemblies, axles, sway bar linkage kit, the entire sway bar, because of the roads. This has been an ongoing battle with things of such. You would have water that was just shut down for a typical maintenance while family members are in the shower, soaked up, hair, body. We're talking about females. And when they scream, "Daddy," because there's no longer no water and they've got soap all over their head and their body, and they're just standing there like nothing. But then you're told, oh, it's a typical maintenance that we're doing that will be fixed shortly. But we weren't notified. We're never notified when they put in new things like culverts. When you leave at 10 a.m. and you come back an hour and a half later, and now they've got the road dug out and putting the culvert in unexpectedly, what do? You confront them. When you confront the person that's the forerunner, he points the finger at somebody else. That finger points at another party. Another party points a finger back on the initiating person. But then you're told, well, pull your car in it. We'll bury the MFer. You know, to me, that's a problem. You know, yes, I am hot-headed. And the only thing that makes me hot-headed is the ones that create me to be hot-headed. There's two things in life you can't fix: stupidity and ignorance. Things of such stupidity and ignorance, we can't fix them. We can try to. You know, it gets costly on anybody down here. When in January of 2000, let me correct myself. In June of 2016, when I go to approach about the roads not being taken care of, and I'm going to attempt to get the road maintenance raised because they want to complain there's no money. How can you sit there and get something raised when the ones running that meeting, the presidents, the lifetime advisor of such, who would pay $75 a year? That's $50 more than what we were paying. Nobody ain't going to pay that. They don't pay it now. But they don't want to vote it in. They want to complain that there's no money, but they don't want to even put it in to vote it in by the members. They want to complain about nobody cares because they don't show up to meetings. Well, when I show up to a meeting in 2016 to try to get something done, nothing is done. They want to shut you up. But as long as you send that money in, that's fine. But when you complain, they want to give you excuses after excuses after excuses. Newsflash. Maybe they need to look at their excuse book and find out it's not legitimate. Turn the page. Close the book. You've ran out of excuses. So we've been paying altogether a $313.24 water bill from since I moved in 2012 to present till the 1st of June of 2019. In January of 2019, towards the end of it, every president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, all the board members, they've all resigned except one. Per the section 355.171 RSMO, all the members of such had to register through the Secretary of State and allow them to be notified in writing, the Secretary of State, that all these members were resigning. And they will carry out all these board members were resigning. All the board members would carry it out for the duration of 30 days for it to all take an effect. None of them are registered that they were resigning, period. You call the one that it was turned over to, Faye and Jenny, but speaking to Faye, and we're told that, what? When I ask when the public's going to be notified, the members, the paying members, we're going to send a letter out soon. We're just waiting on all the paperwork and stuff to be gotten to us. That came and that gone. An unexpected meeting with Jenny, who's the main forerunner of the Ivy Bend development, BENDCO Inc. I walk in unexpectedly and call a special meeting without anybody knowing, right there at the main office out of Morgan County in Stover, Jenny's office, main office, and I'm discussing things with her. And you know, when you turn around and it's been said that she's not going to be able to take it back over, she has no ties to it, nothing whatsoever, but you resign and you turn it back over to her. And on my meeting, I bring up the factors about how our roads aren't getting graded and nothing else, and she again says, well, there's no money. We have no money to pay the rest of our bills for the remaining of the year, and this meeting, that surprise meeting, was in April. Now, excuse me, you know, maybe if everybody pays, like Jenny, because her is the owner that owns multiple properties down here that are not connecting properties that have different parcel numbers registered through the county of Morgan County, then she needs to pay the same thing like everybody else. But when you're told that you donate $27,000 to $29,000 in the past 3 years, that's a charitable donation, which is a tax write-off, like I stated, and that's not paying bills, which means your donation and bills is totally separate. I can give a donation too, but I'm also going to still be owed my bills, like my association dues and water bill and such. So when are we going to be notified about all this? And I'm simply stated that it's going to be a 6-page letter going out. Well, guess what? We never got a 6-page letter at all. We got 2 pages and an envelope. Here's the funny part. This is supposed to be our bill. Our bill, right here. Our bill. Can't really check it out, you know. A bill. See it, everybody? A bill. This is explaining right here what this is all consisting of and such. And specifically, at least one time notes, do not contact DNR, Department of Natural Resources, when it states in this letter, they're the forerunner of why we're being charged what we're charged. On this paper here, it's dated at the very top, if everybody can see it, 5/30 of 2019, and I know it's reversed. I apologize. My ignorance of doing this video, not knowing how to show it no other way. On this one, which is actually supposed to be the bill, shows right there, May 22nd of 2019. We have 2 things sent in one envelope with conflicting dates here. A, we get the envelope